400, and they're up on their feet, welcoming the team out. Airdrie in that distinctive kit, all white with the red diamond. Fantastic to see. I'm wondering if it's because he's had an injury, a head knock possibly, but Leighton McIntosh, who sports about as much hair as I do, I'm told it's the stitches in his ear. So Leighton McIntosh, who clearly goes down the hairdressers like I do and says take the blade off, is wearing a white headband, so it does look a little bit peculiar. Raith Rovers in our home kit of blue socks, white shorts, navy blue tops with that rather distinctive blue hue of a stripe down the right side of the chest.
Blue hue, Barney McGrew.
So it's Airdrie who've opted to take the kick-off. They're shooting from our right to left. The ball's played forward, and Ewan Murray
well up
wins that well with a head up to the goal machine that is Mr. Nisbet.
Rap C.
Absolutely. So
yeah, Leighton McIntosh looking for all the world like Steve Foster, the Luton player from the late 80s.
Comparison, absolutely. Well, hopefully we'll not see any Luton Millwall fiascos of broken seats and running battles. That's what I remember Luton for most. It's out. Referee's just saying he wants things to calm down a little moment. He's wanting to have a wee word with I think it's Grant Gillespie. The sun's beating down, but the main stand's allowing everybody a good vantage point. Early ball into the box. It's managed by Watson. McIntosh is out and it's a header. That'll be a goal kick for Kieran Wright. Kieran Wright holds on to the goalie gloves.
Somebody who's looked very impressive, I've thought in his game so far for the Rovers. He goes short to Ian Davidson, he in turn goes short to Jamie Watson. A bit of space in front of him, pushing the halfway line.
That's a good ball over the top towards Nisbet. He's going to try and outmuscle the centre half. He's got a flick on, and it's a corner kick. Raith Rovers, so just off to our right. Raith Rovers attacking from our left to our right. The match day announcer is mumbling and fumbling his way through some kind of an announcement. I'm sure that's getting in the way of the commentary. It's Flanagan to take the corner. I'll persevere over the top of the time announcer. Yep, he's piped down, so here comes Flanagan, left booted, right on top of the goalkeeper, front post.
Right at him.
And Dave Hutton takes it out there. Releases the ball very early. And Ross Matthews is taken out. Somehow the referee is giving Airdrie a free kick for that? Surely not. Ross Matthews.
No, he's giving them the throw-in. It's not giving us the free kick.
Ross Matthews was taken out of play there by Scott Stewart. So recognise Sandy Stewart's son, that distinctive kind of longer haircut.
Yep.
But he'd played the ball quite a bit in front of himself. Matthews advanced on it, won the ball cleanly, and was caught. Just expected a Raith Rovers foul, but the referee says that it's an Airdrie throw-in. It'll be another Airdrie throw-in.
Yeah.
Good quick closing down there, Neil.
Yeah, by Lee Buchanan. He was doing a power of work to get across and cut out that long ball down the wing. From the corner there, it was of course it was David Hutton, the former Arbroath keeper, that made the journey from Gayfield, along with Leighton McIntosh.
Yeah, good goalkeeper. I remember him. I remember you and I talking about him last season.
Good layoff by Buchanan.
Gillespie's up competing for that, but he's not going to win a lot of headers in the middle of the park. Grant Gillespie. And for the third time of the commentary, I can say it's another Airdrie throw-in to be taken by Scott Stewart up the line. Airdrie playing the ball over the top. Ian Davidson will get his first touch. In fact, he won't get his first touch because he's let the ball run all the way out for a goal kick. I was mentioning Kieran Wright.
Pedantic point, David already had one touch.
Has he had a touch?
Yeah.
Remember, there are no pictures, so we can make any nonsense up here.
Right enough,
Would we do such a thing?
Yes.
The point I was going to make about Kieran Wright, a real boost of his confidence is that we know that first choice Robbie Thompson is fit, well and ready to play. So that's a great vote of confidence from Barry Smith and the young man's abilities.
Yeah,
I think we see why.
Yeah, he's highly rated by all that know the game.
Davison plays it up the line and out of play. Kieran McDonald takes it early. Again, good closing down by Buchanan there. He's looked sharp in the few minutes that have gone. So it'll be Kieran McDonald Groundhog Day takes another throw from exactly the same position. I was reckoning maybe 400 Rovers fans. Do you think I've been a bit over generous there?
Maybe, yeah.
It's decent.
You're not far off it though.
Travelling support. Certainly I would expect in excess of 300. Over the top there for McIntosh to chase. Davidson gets a touch, and Wright thumps the ball high and long.
Has to go high, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good clearance. Jamie Watson gets a flick towards Nat Wedderburn, and the ball was lumped over the top into Kieran Wright's welcoming gloves. Looks like Airdrie are not going to. They're not going to stand on ceremony. They're happy to go over the top.
Nat Wedderburn takes that one quickly.
Foul on Murray there, and Wedderburn quickly keen to take control of the situation. Gillespie, Watson. Oh, there's a two-handed shove in the back of Ross Matthews, and it's one of them that always amuses me. Kieran McDonald was the player that time. Made a two-handed shove and immediately turned to the linesman, who's 3 yards away, saying, "Why have you given a foul?" Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. That was a funny one, isn't it? Yeah.
They're quite a breed professional football players.
So Nathan Flanagan to take this free kick, Davey. With his left foot from the right wing.
We're looking at him keep this away for the goalkeeper, somewhere around about the penalty spot, and let's see Big Nat attack it. That's exactly where he's gone. It's a fantastic delivery. It's gone right through the back and out for a corner kick. It was Stewart there who was caught in no man's land. Ultimately,
it missed Benny, didn't it? But I thought somebody was nicking in at the back post, but it was an Airdrie defender got his foot. And
to be fair on Stewart, that was a really good decision. He took control of the situation. The ball was bouncing at an awkward height, and a second corner for Raith Rovers with just 5 minutes on the clock. There's a bit of pushing and shoving in the box there. The referee calming things down, having a wee word with Wedderburn. He's also shouted out Dean Cairns. Cairns saying that Wedderburn's is pushing me, Wedderburn saying he's pushing me. Either way, here comes the corner. As Neil says, left footed. Last one went right on top of the goalkeeper. Where's this one going? It's got a wee bit more of a positive trajectory, but it's fell to an Airdrie player. To be fair to the home team, they're looking to work their way out, but not before time. A long ball. That's a nice touch from Conroy. Play switched. Yalvatoria. He's got a bit of space in front of him. Ian Davidson's facing him down. Edge of the box. It's opened up. Is he going to get a shot off? He's found a yard and he's found a goal. Airdrie 1, Raith Rovers 0. The worst possible start with 6 minutes on the clock. You've seen the plan. Vittoria came inside Davidson. Davidson's looking for somebody to track across, close the angle down. Vittoria gets his right boot down it, and there's absolutely nothing the goalkeeper can do. It's the classic shot from the edge of the box. Right boot wrapped round it, curling away from the goalkeeper. So with 7 minutes on the clock, it's the Airdrie fans who get the first chance to extend their vocal cords as they're 1-0 up over Raith Rovers. Jimmy Watson plays the ball to Nisbet. Nisbet to Ross Matthews. Let's see what we've got in the tank by way of response. Well, Matthews is robbed of the ball there. Conroy, ball over the top. McIntosh is chasing it down. I don't think he'll keep it in play. He doesn't. Kicks the ball away out of the park, and that'll give them time to get back. Matthews robbed the possession there. He really could have benefited from a bit of vocal help from his teammates. Airdrie certainly playing with a spring in their step, as you would expect. A goal up, and they'll be keen to make a statement to their fans that this is a big season for them. They've invested heavily in terms of their squad, maybe not in terms of the finances, with a part-time outfit, as Barry Smith said in his interview. Almost wholesale changes. I think in excess of 20 players in and out, and a lot of seasoned pros have made their way to the Airdrieonians Stadium. Flanagan comes inside, played the ball to Ross Matthews. He plays the ball off the full back, and I think it'll be a throw-in just 1 yard from the corner flag. And yes, nice to see everyone logging in and contributing to the chat board. Sorry the news isn't better, but we've got a long way to go here. Jamie Watson looking for movement in front of him. There's not a lot of it. Buchanan's coming short. Matthews is in at the back of him. Buchanan, give and go to Jamie Watson. Another throw in for Raith Rovers. Gillespie shows. The ball goes to Gillespie. Lovely flick on there towards Matthews, but he's beaten in the challenge. Ball falls to a dark blue jersey. And it's all the way back to Kyle Benedictus. Threaded ball from Benedictus. A cracker to Nisbet. A wee turn and go. Cleared. El Vittoria loses control of the ball. Jamie Watson's going to have to work to win it back. He does. Gillespie. Ross Matthews out in the touchline. Back to Watson. And the offside flag should go up. No, it stays down. So Nisbet's in a really advantageous position. Tries to play it with the outside of his boot. Thankfully it falls to Wedderburn. Wedderburn to Matthews. Matthews to Nisbet. Jamie Watson's going to try and keep the pressure on this Airdrie defence. Nisbet shot right down the
throat, wasn't it?
The throat of David Hutton. So he gathers that with no particular problem, but good passage of play for Raith Rovers. Patiently looking for an opportunity, and we did indeed test the goalkeeper. Airdrie looking to mount some kind of pressure, but Raith Rovers win the ball back on the halfway line with Wedderburn. Nisbet's beaten to it. Ryan Conroy, looks like he's the holding midfield player, linking everything for Airdrie. Just came through him there now. Stewart plays it off the back of his own player, and Raith Rovers get the ball. Flanagan to Buchanan, Buchanan to Gillespie, and Gillespie brings in Wedderburn. Raith Rovers 4, 5, 6 passes. We work the ball across the width of the park. No great gain in distance, but we retain the ball. We settle the play down. It's back with Gillespie. He's looking to play the ball up the line. It's asking an awful lot of Matthews, but it forces the ball back to the goalkeeper, who clears hurriedly, and Raith Rovers should get a throw in from that.
Definitely.
Just in line with the 18-yard box. We've certainly responded in terms of possession, Neil.
Yeah, they have, and then the move breaks down. Miscommunication between Watson and Buchanan. Lack of communication,
Yeah, Jack on the chat board chatting about away form and how pivotal that's going to be in our season. Don't think we're certainly not a pair of great statos, but the numbers stack up that if you're to do an autopsy on last season, the number of points that we dropped on the road was key.
Yeah, definitely. Can't
Davidson wins the ball in there, gets it to Jamie Watson. It's a game of head tennis in there. It ultimately falls to Leighton McIntosh. He has to go back rather than forward, and Flanagan gets in there. He's looking for movement in front of him. That movement comes from Nisbet. It's a little threaded ball, a little bit of ingenuity there, but Airdrie are strong enough to match up. They have the ball on the halfway line. They work it across to Conroy over the top, and there's a chance for Leighton McIntosh. McIntosh trips over his own feet. And I'll tell you what, if the referee had been even slightly blurred in his vantage point, that would have been a red card for Ian Davidson, even though Davidson did not connect. I can understand the Airdrie fans looking for something there, because their vantage point across the pitch, it may well look like Davidson caught him, but he didn't. So fair play to Alan Newlands. He's got that one absolutely right, and that would have been a big moment.
Yeah, one for the highlights, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, it's one of them that I would imagine if you're across at the other side doing Airdrie TV, you'll be absolutely screaming down the microphone saying that Raith Rovers should be down to 10 men, but we've got a really good viewpoint of that, and Davidson did not catch McIntosh. McIntosh is a lively unit, isn't he?
Yeah.
Balls in the middle of the park.
Scored against us at Starks Park.
Yeah, good player. I know in the car coming across you were saying he's a player that you think's a real handful. Want to watch out today, particularly from set pieces, Neil.
Yes, very handy all round. Got to say, the goal from Vittoria was a good running shot, wasn't it? Yeah,
you saw what he was trying, and we just didn't close down the opportunity. I think that Davison tracked him, but he was looking for somebody else as he came inside. So here's Airdrie going again. They're up the touchline. Ball played back. Davidson. It was a heavy touch there, and it's fell to another Airdrie player. It's a chance for a shot and goal. Good block by Benedictus. Yeah, our lines are cleared there. What could have been a real moment of panic is well dealt with by the Raith Rovers defence.
And Lee Buchanan just fouled there as he got involved in that breakaway move. Number 7, Dean Cairns, the man to just hinder him somewhat.
Yeah, some comments about did we ever shoot for outside the box? Well, moments ago, that's just what we've done there. The ball that was down the throat of David Hutton was you know, kind of 15, 16 yards out.
Great touch and turn from Lee McCann with his back to play, but Ross Matthews.
Well, that's incredible footwork with Victoria, and he's came away. He's made some advantage there. It's a ball played through. The keeper stayed, and it needed Ewan Murray to come across and concede a corner. A little bit of, not really a breakdown of communication between the centre half and the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper came and changed his mind, depended on Ewan Murray to get across, which he did. And if your goalkeeper is going to dither, you need your defensive players to take control of the situation, as young Scott Stewart done for Airdrie earlier in the game. So it's a corner kick, but not for the first time. Ross Matthews caught in possession there, and that was some really silky footwork from Victoria.
The ball went into the stand behind the goal, and it's underneath the netting, about 6 or 7 rows back. But the wee ball boy's got to go and find it.
Yeah, there's a new ball being booted across, Wimbledon style. So it will be a corner for Airdrie that restarts play. Big moments for Raith Rovers. We can't afford to go further behind.
He's found it.
Airdrie think about the short one. Flanagan comes short. He's now gone back into the box, offering a bit of cover at the back post. Here comes the corner. Quite a flat delivery. Benedictus gets it out to the edge of the box. Should be cleared with distance from Nisbet. He decides to go for a little bit of a run. The Airdrie player puts in an excellent challenge, and they have a chance to get the ball to the edge of our box. Conroy, we know how dangerous he can be for the edge of the box, particularly from set pieces. It opens up, he shoots, and it's a yard past the post. Again, that's another one that may have looked closer if you're an Airdrie fan, given their point across the vantage point across the pitch.
Kieran Wright was aware enough just not to stick a hand out, because he could see it was going wide. So he was given the option there of restarting the game with a short kick to Ian Davidson, but McIntosh is hovering and he's decided to go long. You know, traditional style. Yeah,
really impressive start from Victoria and McIntosh. I think everything that you identified kind of pre-match and were giving me the wee rundown on the journey across has came to bear. Matthews keeps the ball. No, he doesn't. Looked like he'd kept the ball in play. Referee was willing to play the advantage, but the near side linesman said it had gone out. Yeah, the first time Matthews was caught in possession, we were suggesting that he could have benefited from a shout for one of his players, but that wasn't the case in the second time.
I was looking at number 7 there, Dean Cairns. I was at my wee boy's goalie training on Sunday. I was like, I recognise that dad. He was sticking balls into the goal against his son from about halfway line. It was him.
That's who it was.
He's a Fifer from Rosyth. I'm pretty sure it's him anyway. Hey, Wedderburn.
What a great ball into the middle of the park. Oh, look at the feet of Flanagan. He's short with the pass, but he is fouled,
and he rode that. He held off his man. Conroy was all over him, and Flanagan held him off 3 or 4 times and got the ball away. But as Davey was about to say there, and as Davey pointed out, Conroy conceded the foul.
Buchanan matches Flanagan's footwork there. He's now got the ball to the wide man, tries to get it in. Good closing down by Airdrie. They concede a throw in though.
Not the start we were looking for, Davey, going behind on 6 minutes.
Certainly not. If the game was sitting at 0-0, you'd be relatively happy in how plays kind of ebb and flow of the match, given that we're the away team, but the goal separates us. That's what it's all about. Buchanan, he swivels, I'm going to be generous and say it has a shot, but the ball's still bouncing about inside the 18-yard box. Finally goes back to Hutton, and he clears his line. They're looking for the scraps there. Well, Big McIntosh wins a 50-50 header with Benedictus, and there's not many centre forwards do that.
Somebody he's come up against many times in the past, McIntosh and Benedictus, from his time at Arbroath and Dundee respectively.
Jack asking if we've created anything. I think it would be generous to call them half chances. A couple of shooting chances for the edge of the box, one good delivery in from a corner, but to be fair, other than the goal, it's been pretty slim pickings for Airdrie too.
True, that's right.
Good finish from Victoria, but as he drifts across from the left to the right, you've got to look for somebody else to come in and close that gap. You know what he's going to do. He's trying to wrap his boot round it. It was a good finish. Ball's with Buchanan. A give and go with Gillespie. He's played it into space. Ross Matthews is going to chase it into the corner. Airdrie player's going to let it drift out. And it'll be an Airdrie throw in.
It's left by the
Airdrie throw the ball 15 yards from where it went out. Linesman brings them back. It was an unusual, a bit of cheek there. thumped from the corner flag up to the halfway line by Airdrie. No ceremony there. Dale Carrick's beaten in the air by Ewan Murray.
Gillespie.
Flanagan happy to come inside as well as drift out to the more natural wide position. Always with Watson to Flanagan. Everything's coming through him. Oh!
And Flanagan put up in the air by an Airdrie player and into Watson. It made it look like Jamie Watson had flattened his own player.
I think number 6 Grant Gallagher got a wee word for the referee, but I thought the foul was committed by Jamie Watson.
Gallagher.
Yeah. I think it was a coming together of 2 Raith Rovers players under some pressure from Gallagher. Ultimately it's a free kick, but 20 yards out on the touchline. Again, down the neck of the goalkeeper. If it's got less pace on it, there's a chance of a wee flick on, but that's just where the goalkeeper wants it.
Right.
That's one. That must be in the top 5
bugbears,
irritating moments, bugbears of any football fan. You know, how many times do you hear it with a corner or a set piece? Just keep it away from the goalkeeper. We've done that a couple of times. As Ian Davidson this time's beaten there by McIntosh. Keeper plays up to the halfway line. Well, the Airdrie player that you mentioned in terms of his goalkeeping workout for his son there, I thought he led with elbow there in that header that he won. Hutton for Airdrie, plays it long. Watson could have and should have been favourite, but he's beaten to it by Vittoria. Falls to Benedictus.
Well, big header on by Nats.
Who can kick the ball the highest at the moment seems to be the name of the game. Over the top for McIntosh. Davidson wins it. Gillespie to Benedictus, and Benedictus has just gone into pole position with a ball booked maybe 40 yards in the air. To be fair, he then gets the ball back and finds a nice pass to Murray. He plays it over the top towards Matthews. Matthews has drifted right to left. Flanagan sitting in on the right hand side. Nice little swap there.
Ewan Murray going to take this throw in front of the Airdrie support. Got Matthews on the move. Nisbet drops deep. Nisbet from outside the box.
Oh, he thinks he's hitting it.
Just didn't connect, did he?
I'm not sure we could even call that a shot and goal, but Airdrie give the ball away. Oh, that's heavy on Gillespie. Thankfully he comes away with the ball for Raith Rovers. He's asked an awful lot of Ewan Murray. Ewan Murray gets a free kick and I'm not quite sure why.
I think he was being held back all the way, and then when the advantage couldn't be got, referee rightly called it as a free kick. It's like the Flanagan where he rode the tackle for several seconds and then gave in. Yeah, no. A bit of a crowd shot.
The ball's into the box. It's bouncing about in the 6-yard box and Conroy thumps it clear. That was looking a bit more menacing, but I'll tell you what, Victoria's putting Jamie Watson under pressure, so we've gone from a free kick at the edge of the Airdrie box to the ball in the gloves of Kieran Wright.
And he aims for Kyle Benedictus, who stayed up and headed on by Sandy Stewart.
He's got it back to his goalkeeper. He was looking for a foul. Goalkeeper goes down. I'm just checking my messages there and being reminded that not O'Neill and myself are failing to make maximum use of the RaithTV Facebook account.
But it's all sorted now.
It's all sorted.
The rebellion has been quelled.
There. I did make a comment earlier on today. Davidson wins a header and he gets it out to Murray, so we will take our medicine and we'll make sure that the account is utilised to its full over the next number of weeks. Airdrie have the ball at the edge of the box. Victoria's beaten by Jamie Watson. Airdrie fans aren't happy, but again, I think that's fair. Yeah, the foul count sitting at 7 fouls to 2. To 0 actually, yeah. 2 corners is what I'm seeing in the notepad here. So yeah, 7 fouls committed and given to Raith Rovers, none the other way round. Guess you could look at that 2 ways. We're playing the game in the spirit. Airdrie are pushing it too hard.
Well done, Flanny.
Lovely ball from Flanagan to Watson. Gives it back to Flanagan. He has a chance to deliver. Orn did have a shot. He's come in. Archie Gemales gets opened up. Beautiful bit of play. He's turned his body around. He's laid it out. And it's intercepted before Ross Matthews can get a shot off. If anything, I could be critical and say we overplayed it, but actually it would probably be more positive to say we created that opportunity really well. Airdrie looking to play a bit of football. Davidson's shouldered off the ball by McIntosh. I think our 2 centre halves look like they're absolutely hating the competition of McIntosh. Front boot fair, no criticism of the Airdrie player. But it looks a really good signing for him.
He does,
But unlucky. A wee flick on to Ross Matthews. He's heavily involved at the moment, is Ross.
All Raith Rovers for the last 5 minutes, really, isn't it, Davey?
Yeah, I would agree, Neil. Absolutely.
Down the line it comes. Oh, and Ewan Murray, it's straight offside there.
Yeah, but encouraging that our left backs getting forward so much.
So the game's going to restart with a free kick to Airdrie. David Hutton, the keeper's going to take it from the right back position. Big run up, big kick up towards Benedictus, but McIntosh lays it off.
He's got lucky there. It's fell to Carrick. He's going to get a shot. No, he plays it across, and well done, Jamie Watson. Yeah, Airdrie were got a wee break of the ball, didn't they, as it came off the knee of one of their players. It fell to Carrick. He opened it up, and Jamie Watson blocked it down before any real panic ensued. Carrick. Stewart going to get it back. Corner kick Airdrie, I think. Yeah, just in front of the Raith Rovers travelling support. Certainly it's the Airdrie fans who have been more vocal.
They've had more to shout about, but we've had more to talk about, haven't we, Davey?
Yeah, absolutely. Here comes this corner. As I say, big moments. I think we find ourselves 2 down. We've got a problem. It's right on top of the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And it's a goal kick.
Yeah. Benny backheaded it onto the big defender that was coming up from the back. My guess is, Jonathan Page, ex-East Fife, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other one.
Well, is that an early substitution for Raith Rovers? It's Ross Matthews who's gone off, and Chris Duggan who's coming on.
So Ross Matthews, he took a bit of a sore one early on, didn't he?
He's limping, but he's certainly, he's holding his right knee there. Certainly saying to Kevin Cuthbert that his movement's been impeded. Matchday physiotherapist Jim going across there and having a look. Chris Duggan's there, and it looks to me like Nisbet's going to drift out to the left. To the right.
Right, yeah.
Flanagan left, and
Duggan Buchanan up top.
That's interesting, and certainly that gives a completely different attacking shape. I think that Chris Duggan could have been doing well to take some notes from the bench on how McIntosh and Vittoria have gone about their business, because they're the two that have stood out. Airdrie also making a sub,
So the
Sean
number
Crichton,
4,
the club captain, goes off.
All very strange. So he was the man that went up for that corner and jogged back, seemingly
back post,
seemingly fine. Sorry, any luck with that one? Josh Edwards, the man that comes on for Airdrie.
Yeah, we've got a match day announcer who sounds like he's trapped in 1970s King's Cross Station. A microphone that's reverberating quite incredibly. Game's back underway. McIntosh plays the ball out wide right. Carrick's there. Holds off Murray. Wedderburn should intercept it. Does.
Gets himself in the way.
I think he may have to go back before he goes forward. He does. Davidson shanks that out the pitch. Yes, he does. It comes off a Raith player en route for an Airdrie throw in just on the 18-yard mark. 27 minutes played. Airdrie 1, Raith Rovers 0. Stewart plays the ball back. He's centre half. And Raith Rovers get a good tackle in there. Consider throwing.
Gillespie and Flanagan working hard there.
Yeah, we've pushed Airdrie back about 10 yards, but it's a throw in again in front of the travelling support. Stewart will take it. Not a lot of movement. When it does come, it's Carrick. Raith Rovers intercept. Gillespie comes away. Carrick's hot on his heels. Good challenge by Carrick. The referee's happy to play that on there. Suggestion of a foul, but can't really criticise the referee. Alan Newlands, for me, has got absolutely nothing wrong so far in the game at all. Vittoria out in the touchline. Around Jamie Watson, he's going to have a chance to deliver it into the box, but Benedictus clears his line, doesn't stand in ceremony, and thumps the ball out.
Gillespie needed a send again.
Yeah, the ball was played to Gillespie there, and it was Carrick who was stronger in the challenge, but the challenges came from behind. Fair challenge, but certainly our Match day reporter suggesting that he could have benefited from a shout from his teammate there. Davidson goes in with McIntosh, wins it and wins a foul. McIntosh puts himself about, doesn't he?
He does,
He plays on the edge of what's going to be a foul and what's not.
He does, certainly does, yeah.
Up top to Buchanan, brings it out there. Under pressure from two players. Oh, Ryan Conroy, nice skills. Gets the ball to McIntosh. He tries to play it back to Conroy, but too much football from Airdrie. A give and go, sees the ball shuttle between Jamie Watson and Liam Buchanan. 5 passes, 2 players. We still have possession, but it's back at the edge of our 18-yard line. It's now back with the goalkeeper to clear his lines. It's high, it's long, and it's going to drop from about 50 yards in the air. Gillespie should be favourite to win it, but Conroy gets a more favourable bounce. It's a substitute for Airdrie, plays it to Vittoria, a give and go, and Josh Edwards knows what to do, and that's to get the ball to Vittoria's feet. Comes inside, the sitting midfield player Conroy shifts the ball out wide. Lovely pass.
It was, yeah, well spread out. Stewart on the ball. Yeah,
it's a battle of the fullbacks out there as Stewart's taking on Ewan Murray. Brings it to the edge of the box, and Raith Rovers clear the lines. Chance for Flanagan to go for a run, but he's still at the edge of our box. It's a lot of football to play in front of your own goal. Davidson puts his foot in the ball, takes the pressure off. He's looking for movement ahead of him. It's the stand-in right back of Benedictus. Oh, he plays that across the front of McIntosh. It was a well-weighted pass, but that gives me a wee bit of a panic.
Yeah.
Centre half playing football, what's that about? There's one over the top for Buchanan to chase down. He's made the centre half play it. He's got the second ball. Nesbitt. He's going to try and get to the line. I think he's going to get a deliver into the box. Oh my goodness.
Terrible.
Shoved that across the width of the pitch from the 18-yard line all the way across and out the other side for an Airdrie throw-in. He actually hit that cross with far more pace than he did his earlier shot on goal. As is the way when Airdrie have a throw-in, it's son of Sandy Stewart, Scott, who takes it, gets the ball up the line there.
Those of you that are interested in such things, Ayr are beating Dunfermline 1-0.
The ball's fell to Carrick. He's got pace, but Benedictus has the makings of the challenge. Raith Rovers fans, you can hear, are really upset with the fact that a throw-in's been given to Airdrie. It's probably at the furthest away point for us.
I think it was felt that Ewan Murray played it off the ankles of the Airdrie player, but the referee didn't see it that way, so on we go.
Well, Jack on the chat board suggesting that Conroy and good skills don't go together. He certainly wasn't at Ibrox the day that I was when we seen that magnificent 2-1 win knocking Rangers out of the Scottish Cup. Airdrie are advancing with Vittoria. He's moved inside 18-yard box. That's a lovely step over. He drives it across the goal. Pure and simple disaster. Airdrie 2, Raith Rovers 0. Looks like Carrick. Vittoria, a step over, moves inside the 6-yard box, cuts it across the goal, and it's a tap-in unmarked at the back post. And the panic button has been firmly pressed here in the commentary area.
Yep.
We'll let the match day announcer have his moment before I come back on the commentary. I was saying how vital this second goal was, and at this moment in time Airdrie have got their tails up. They're looking like a team who are moving the ball. First set of boos from the Raith Rovers fans, and the front two of Vittoria and McIntosh have given us a host of challenges that we've just not coped with. So Raith Rovers with an absolute mountain to climb if we're going to get anything out of this game. Davidson plays the ball long. Are we going to get a quick response? Because that's really what we need with 33 minutes on the clock. Well, the chat board clearly says what many of you fans are thinking. Big moment already in our season, as we say, 6 games in.
Just tapped in, didn't he? From within, tapped it in after Vittoria's
goal. We've just not coped with his wide play at all.
No.
He looks a really, really good player.
Yeah, he's strong, he's physical.
And a bit like his goal, I think it's it's the marking when the ball comes in that's not good enough. Buchanan, lovely ball from Buchanan to Nisbet. What can he produce out on the right hand side? Is the ball off the Airdrie defender? He's going to get a second bite at the cherry. Ball comes out the other side, and Jamie Watson manages to get it, plays it to Gillespie. He rides to challenge. A lot of width here for Nisbet. It needs to be a good delivery. It's a great delivery. And Buchanan at the near post puts it a yard past. The ball was coming at him with pace. To be honest, if he'd opened up his body, you're looking for possibility of us getting a goal back. The ball did come at him from a short distance away. That was asking a lot of Buchanan.
It was,
he himself will be frustrated by that. Maybe not as frustrated as we are as Raith Rovers fans. The game starts with a goal kick.
And they will be delighted with this half-time score, won't they, if it stays this way?
I think.
I mean, they've been worth it. I think you've got.
It's the peculiarity of the game of football, because I think all the possession stats, etc., will probably show a very, very even first half. But it's been about what each team's done in the final third. Airdrie have gone long and high quite often, but you know what? It looks like that's playing to their strength.
Flanagan harried into passing it back.
Buchanan's under massive pressure from Leighton McIntosh, and well done Benny there, because anything other than a really strong presence would have seen us in huge trouble. Well, there's a Buchanan on the halfway line, almost John Baird-like, dropping deep to get involved.
Yep.
That's not what we need. Well, who's the leaders in this Raith Rovers squad? The ball's played diagonal, it's played long, and it's played out for.
Well, if you're asking me, Davey, I'm saying Ian Davidson, Kyle Benedictus, Ewan Murray, Nat Wedderburn, and Gillespie. They're the leaders. So we're not short of experienced professionals to get this turned round. Game just slowed down a wee bit. Airdrie take their time over
does get the throw up the line. Benedictus beats McIntosh. They're looking for a foul, but they come away with the ball. Buchanan, I'll tell you what, he's working hard, there's no doubt in that. Looks like he's playing with a bit of fire in his belly.
Duggan dropped deep there, and the ball just cannoned off him, and Airdrie are allowed to start an attack. It's McDonald.
Again, they play up this left hand side, but it's not Vittoria this time. That ball's played inside, and Gillespie intercepts.
He gets it, he covers every blade of
That's a poor bit of distribution. It's felt to Conroy, he shoots, it's over the bar. A good 5 yards over the bar. Jamie Watson acknowledges that was slack passing. Would you blow the whistle for half time now and take a 2-goal deficit?
Aye. In a word.
I don't think you'd be the only person saying that. Well, I'd be interested over on the third, very reliable on the chat board, saying that we've had the fewest shots of any team in the league so far. It's an interesting stat. Throw in Airdrie on the halfway line. The ball's gone up the tunnel, hence there's not a lot for us to comment on at the moment. 8 minutes to half time. Stewart looking for movement up the line. Murray wins it. Flanagan flicks it on.
Oh, good turn there by Duggan.
Turns his man.
And again.
He's under pressure from 3 Airdrie players. Looking for a free kick, doesn't get it. I thought he was pulled back there, but maybe he kind of over-egged the fall.
Yeah, it was his former East Fife colleague Page that hauled him to the ground. Let's be clear on that.
It's a good flick on from Duggan, but far too much pace on it, given that Buchanan had dropped deep. Good vocal encouragement from the travelling fans. Fair play to them. Ball's felt at the edge of the box. It's Carrick. Is he going to get a shot and goal? That's a great shot. I'll tell you what, that looked close.
It looked very close.
That's one of them that if it does nestle in the top corner, you blame absolutely no one in a dark blue jersey. It fell to Carrick, takes one touch and pulls the trigger. That was a really fine bit of skill.
Yeah, Dale Carrick, who was in danger of becoming my favourite Rovers player after that cameo of Easter Road, when he came on and set up the goal for a big Christian. He then suffered at the studs and elbows of Lee McCulloch in the next game, that game at Ibrox that Davey referenced. Ian Davidson comes forward with it. Over the halfway line.
There's certainly a lot of movement in front of him. The problem is that every time Airdrie get the ball and they play it to this dangerous front two, I mean, I think to say that Airdrie are just going back to front and long ball is accurate, but I think it's actually a bit dismissive of how they've set their game plan out, because they've done it really effectively with two really good players taking advantage. The ball's cleared out for a Raith Rovers throw-in. Jamie Watson comes across to collect it just in front of ourselves.
Into the practice goals, and the wee ball boy has to grab it for him.
Yeah, the sun's beaten down here at the Penny Car Stadium, as it's now called. Raith Rovers.
I know a song about that. Oh no, that's Penny something else.
Edging forward in terms of possession. It's another throw-in, 10 yards from the corner flag. Jamie Watson takes it into Duggan. It's a good first touch. Ball's bouncing about at the edge of the box. Nat Wedderburn has it. Out to Watson. Watson's played a lovely ball into Flanagan, but he's still 20 yards out. He's got three bodies in front of him. A step over and a very weak effort across.
Not good, was it, Davey?
No, he's tried to wrap his boot around that, but his body shape's all wrong. And David Hutton will take an absolute age, I would imagine, to take this.
Yeah.
As he is wholly entitled to do. That's quite an incredible stats from the SPFL centre. Thanks, Oberon. We do enjoy your contributions. Raith Rovers have had 22 shots this season, and Arbroath with 54. You know, of course, you could have 10 shots and 10 goals, or 54 and 0, but given how we know the league is sitting,
it's a shame that you can't post URLs to the chat page. We'll get the idea. We'll have a look at that one at half time.
Yeah, really interesting. A good contribution as Raith Rovers have the ball in the middle of the park through Ian Davidson. Bit of back and forth via Nat Wedderburn, and Kyle Benedictus sees his retained possession. Gillespie
does well to retrieve that ball, dig it out.
Duggan brings it down in his chest. Loses possession. Airdrie just clearing their lines. Nice ball from Davidson to Wedderburn. Kyle Benedictus goes for a walk. It's unlucky there as the ball doesn't fall to the benefit of Liam Buchanan. He's worked really hard out of possession there to put pressure on Airdrie, and they win a free kick. Cue sarcastic round of applause.
I think mainly due to the fact that he played for Hamilton before his short stint at Tannadice and then coming to us, so he'll be a marked man already, I would have thought. John Mayland doing his best to smash up the place as per in his last act before emigrating to
reporter, dropping his notepad all over there. Valuable and vital.
I'm just happy he's moving to France before Brexit kicks in. Behaviour like that.
They gave us Brexit, we gave them John Mainland. Raith Rovers have the ball. Wedderburn's down. He's up now, thankfully. Duggan comes inside. But Airdrie are working hard in defence.
Yeah, very.
There's no sour grapes here in terms of how I'm going to comment on the performance of Airdrie.
You cheesy thing, cheap corner, you.
It's a free kick that will restart play.
I'll take the right.
Bang on the halfway line. Ian Davidson in the back of Leighton McIntosh, and once again Alan Newlands has got that right. I think the referees had a very good first half. Nothing overly contentious, but generally he's kept the game going. He's seen what needed to be seen. Big call was the fact that McIntosh went down after clipping his own heels. Absolutely no slight in McIntosh. It wasn't in any way play acting.
Another flick on by McIntosh. Kieran Wright overarms it to Ewan Murray. Touches it to control it, and then goes down the line to Flanagan. Two men on him, and he's on his backside and out for an Airdrie throw in.
So 2 minutes to half time. What do you think the vocalisations will be in 2 minutes time from the Raith Rovers fans?
They won't be. They won't be positive. They won't be happy.
Would it possibly start with B and end in oo?
There might be a little bit of that. You never know there's something you like hearing, but there'll be lots of get it sorted at half time. That sort of feeling, I think.
Get it changed, McGlynn.
Get it changed, McGlynn. Yep.
Raith Rovers have the ball after a little break in play there. It's a throw up the line from Murray. Little shove in the back of Duggan there, but play rages on. Game of head tennis in the middle of the park. We were competing for every challenge. We're seeing a lot of the ball, but yeah, I think certainly the theme for me in this first half is caught up in those rather intriguing stats that have been posted on the chat board. Yeah, Airdrie's goalkeeper David Hutton, he's marshalled his defence well. He's not had any really key saves to make, but to be honest, neither has Kieran Wright. I think the young Rangers goalkeeper was blameless for both goals.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Yeah, you can't point the finger in that direction. Not that you like holding anyone personally responsible for goals, but
well, here comes opportunity for Airdrie to play the ball from the halfway line into the box. Great shout for the goalkeeper. We're 50 yards away, and I heard them roaring Kieran's ball. It came out, he took it, and he distributes it up the right hand side. Raith Rovers through Nisbet, screaming for a throw in that was never going to go our way.
Yeah, he was a bit hopeful.
I'm not sure we're going to see a lot more this half. It's the substitute Josh Edwards who is going to get play back underway with a throw in, but I think the whistle will go any moment, Neil.
Yep.
Davo, header into the middle of the park.
Sooner the better.
Play over the top. Kieran Wright comes, then pulls back. Benedictus clears it. Second bit of indecision from the goalkeeper, but it was a wise choice. Victoria with the ball at the edge of the box. Jamie Watson does fantastically well. And the half-time whistle goes.
That's half-time.
Airdrie 2, Raith Rovers 0. Two very different reactions from the two sets of fans. We wish you well for half-time. Come back and join us for the second half.
Speak to you soon, folks.
His way through another couple of minutes of our broadcast.
Yeah.
But yeah, big moments in terms of the squads. I think the squad's connection to the fans as well, and indeed the management team. We absolutely can't ignore that as a point.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So half-time score: Airdrie 2, Rovers 0, as you know already. Yeah, it was hard to read some positives from the Rovers support when we head over there, but here comes McIntosh in the right. Second half, I think we're going to go with me leading and Davey summarising.
If you're happy to do so.
Yeah. Duggan intercepts that ball, lays in Nisbet. He's got Buchanan ahead of him. Nisbet takes on his man, goes inside, goes outside, into the box he goes. He's got two men on him now.
No support.
Forced out wide, yeah, no support. Jamie Watson arriving late. All Nisbet can do, however, is knock it out. He was trying to knock it out off the Airdrie defender. It's out for a Airdrie throw. We noticed, didn't we, Davey, at half time that some friends from Italy are over supporting the Rovers this weekend, and your pals from Turin.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got a wee body of fans across in Turin who log into RaithTV. They're not confident enough with their English to use the chat board, but a long time connection between the teams. But dating back to Reclaim the Rovers,
right, okay.
Fans came over, donated £500 to the campaign, played a wee charity game against the supporters team, and we then reciprocated that with a trip to Turin. I've continued to do so here and there over the years, so yeah, good to see that continues.
Chris Duggan shot down on the edge of the box, chasing up Liam Buchanan's knock on, and nothing given.
Some hopeful shouts for a penalty. For me, it was a free kick on the edge of the box.
Yeah.
But it wasn't given. Well, we're saying who's going to lead the commentary and who's going to summarise. Generally what we do is the person summarising in the second half has to do the post-match interview, so I'm happy to lead if you want.
Nah, you're alright, Davey.
I think I've burnt my matches by taking the mic too early today, haven't I? I shouldn't have taken ownership for the start of the game.
Yeah. The game's going to restart, but the ball ran out of play. That's why we chanted on about other things. But David Hutton restarts with a goal kick up towards McIntosh. He wins it and heads it on. Benny heads it out, but only as far as Cairns. Cairns gets on the ball and spreads out wide to Scott Stewart. Goes down the line, Ewan Murray intercepts, and over the top it goes, and Stewart heads out for a Rovers throw just to be on the safe side. Flanagan has to vault the hoardings to get the ball back, and Ewan Murray takes it into Wedderburn, and Murray back to Wedderburn. Wedderburn goes over the top. Duggan receives the ball. Into the box he goes. Tries to hit the byline, and Page holds him up and concedes a corner. Rovers corner. Grant Gillespie goes over to take it. So Rovers starting positively. I mean, they've really got to, haven't they, Davey?
No doubt about it. We've actually got to go for the jugular here, and we've got to force play. We've got to make it happen. To be honest, all of the things that we've struggled to do so far this season.
Corner from Gillespie to the back post. Nisbet wins it, heads it on, but doesn't get the right angle, and it goes out for a goal kick.
Yeah, variation with the corner. Gillespie taking it instead of Flanagan. He's gone right over the top of the goalkeeper to the backside of the 6-yard box. Something I've seen teams do more and more, kind of latter part of last season and into this season. It was a successful delivery, but not the greatest connection by Nisbet.
No.
And he done that thing where he claimed it came off a defender, though it was nowhere near the case.
The ball's spending a lot of time in the air off the goal kick, and ends with a Rovers throw in. Jamie Watson standing in front of Kevin Cuthbert. Duggan flicks it on, but cut out and pumped forward back towards Ian Davidson. Watson gets in the ball but falls. Davidson helps him out by getting the ball, and Page then boots it forward. Very much an agricultural approach to the game. Wedderburn gets in there ahead of Conroy, over the top to Flanagan, lets it bounce, and he's taken out by Page.
If that's not a yellow card, then I mean, he's not going to his pocket, the referee. He's absolutely white to play out. This is probably my greatest frustration with referees is how abstract the decisions seem to be at times of who gets a yellow card and who doesn't. You kick the ball away 2 yards, yellow card, you wipe a player out, that's okay, the game's not been a dirty one. That's my first criticism of Alan Newlands, who I do have to say, as you heard me in the first half, I think the referee's done well today.
Grant Gillespie with a free kick. Oh yeah, in and comes off an Airdrie head and out for a Rovers corner. It was a good delivery.
Great delivery, yeah.
I had to just double check. We were talking about fouls and potential yellow cards. Has there been any yellow cards? And the answer was no.
No, not yet.
Which is good, because I've forgotten to log them on the app. One of our other duties. Anyway, corner from Flanagan.
Come on, Rovers, let's get back in this.
One hand up means I'm about to kick the ball. Referee goes into the box to sort out some shenanigans between big guys jostling for space. Happy with what he's done. He's having words with Nisbet and I think Conroy. We're now ready to have this corner taken. Benedictus making his moves. Davison in around the keeper. Murray drops out, whipped in, and in the box.
6-yard box.
And off the crossbar and over, headed by Benedictus.
Oh, Benny's gone in bravely there, and immediately, I think, not to be too graphic, I think his head's opened up in terms of a cut.
Oh yeah.
The Airdrie player's gone in holding the back of his head. I think he's also
Jim Scallon, the physio, on to sort Benny out, so maybe he.
I think Josh Edwards of Airdrie's gone in and put the appropriate pressure on Benedictus. Brave header, put the ball off the bar. Hopefully that's not going to be indicative of our luck. It's more that we're just starting to show a wee bit more intent.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to draw your attention to, isn't that a great image, the wee ball boy down in front of us lying on his belly.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Watching the game in front of us.
Yeah, Edwards still continuing to get treatment. Benedictus off the pitch, running off the pitch into the dressing room, I am assuming, maybe to get him some sort of stitching.
Yeah, Liam suggesting that we know we're in trouble when Gillespie's taking the set pieces. I think that's rather harsh.
No, that's not true.
Two deliveries that have been excellent. First corner was deep. It was a variation. It was actually the lack of the ball across the face of the goal. And before that free kick was excellent.
And before Flanagan was fit, Gillespie was taking all the set pieces. So yeah. I think if people look at the likes of Gillespie, Wedderburn, and they see holding midfielder, they are so much more than that. Particularly Gillespie. He's great going forward. Duggan's been taken down, referee plays on. Again, I might have expected a free kick, but understand why play was played on. The ball's Liam Buchanan in wide right. Duggan on the move. Buchanan beats his man, whipped across by Buchanan, and cut out of the near post by Hutton. Better by the Rovers. Airdrie get the game restart with an overarm throw. Duggan seems to be okay after limping initially after that challenge. Carrick drops deep, and Wedderburn on his back. Carrick to the big number 6, Grant Gallagher, and they go all the way across to McDonald. McDonald to the left back to Vittoria, receives it, turns, fancy footwork, he's got 2 around him, got the ball away and then was taken down in a challenge, and it's the first booking there for Grant Gillespie. Grant Gillespie on a yellow card now.
Yeah, it's one of them where I think I can see why the yellow card's given, but the great frustration is the lack of consistency.
Mackay's coming on for Benny.
Kyle Benedictus is clearly going to need a level of treatment that exceeds what's going to be achieved in a short time. Dave Mackay comes on. Not a single Raith Rovers fan shows any concern or alarm at that. The young man's been excellent this season. He's got a different partner in that he's got Ian Davidson beside him rather than Kyle Benedictus. Benny away. Obviously getting some stitches applied by their new team physio. Robbie Thompson heads up the tunnel, I imagine, to see how his teammates doing. Airdrie take the free kick out diagonally towards the edge of the box. It's a bit of a battering ram approach there from McIntosh, but Ian Davidson's up to it. Wedderburn clears his lines, almost a ball into touch effectively. Gives time for everyone to regroup. A lot of communication between Mackay and Watson, Davidson, as we reassert our position. Certainly at this moment in time seem to almost be lining up 4-3-3. We really need to force the issue. I would suspect that was the message from the half-time team talk. Flanagan's beaten to the ball with Stewart, but thankfully he's wasteful. Oh, that's clearly a high foot, stud shown, but referee plays on. Raith Rovers thankfully come away with the ball. Yeah,
Duggan's on the ball wide left there. His cross partially charged down and then cut out by Conroy. He goes back to the keeper, but the Liam Buchanan's in. And a goal for the Rovers! Well done, mate. 56 minutes. Liam Buchanan, a shocking pass back from the Airdrie player. Liam Buchanan, sharp as attack, nips in through the legs and just trundles it over the line. No bother.
Game on, Neil.
Yeah,
I'll let you do the social media. It was a slack back pass there, and given some of the flack that Buchanan, the instinctive goal scorer's taken, I had a wee heart and mouse moment there as I thought, how's he going to attack this, because it needed that instinctive first touch, driven at the goal, and he slots it through the goalkeeper's legs, calm as you like. I have to say Buchanan's the player who's looked probably most aggrieved for me. Airdrie will feel a bit aggrieved because they've taken the centre and they're looking to immediately push us back. 2-1 up, Carrick with a ball into the box. Lovely handling there from the young goalkeeper. And are we going to witness something significant on the road? Raith Rovers potentially in a position that we might not have thought possible as we headed away for our half-time cup of tea. Wedderburn moves the ball out to Flanagan, and the Raith Rovers fans are vocal in their support. Flanagan played the ball, it sliced off his boot. The goalkeeper kicks the ball immediately out of play, and an Airdrie player's gone down, and I think worryingly it's one of those where a player goes down with nobody around about him. These tend to be the ones where it's a ligament or a knee problem that often sees players out for a prolonged period of time. No immediate reaction from the physiotherapist who's on, communicating with the bench. Looks to me like it's Kieran McDonald hobbling, looking across. There's no movement on the Airdrie bench, so possibly not as serious as you might have thought. And I absolutely agree with Kirstine in the chat board. It's a start. Come on, Rovers, where does this go?
Certainly is.
Raith Rovers are going to restart playing. It looks like we're going to gift the ball back to Airdrie. Raith Rovers fans, the boo Liam Buchanan for returning the ball to David Hutton. But to be fair, Hutton clearly played the ball out for his teammate to get some treatment, and clearly the teammate needed treatment. There was no play acting there. Airdrie back to full strength. Balls with Jamie Watson. Little shadow falls over the pitch for the first time. It's not been a cold afternoon here. Flick on from Duggan to Buchanan. Buchanan's beaten to the ball. Raith Rovers closing down hard in the middle of the park. Ewan Murray absolutely mistimes a challenge.
Fuck off.
I think that the Airdrie fans are looking for a booking there. There was an earlier yellow card as I was making some notes.
No, I didn't see it in the wall.
Hey? Yeah, I don't think so. Earlier, yeah.
So I'm just checking with Neil. Who was the yellow card earlier on?
Gillespie.
It was Gillespie. It was with Gillespie, yeah. Just a wee heart and mouth moment as I thought it might have been Murray. Referee plays on. It was a mistimed challenge, no malice there. Airdrie have the ball, edge of the box. They're going to try and get it across. Deliveries over the top, roof of the net.
Onto the roof of the net.
Looked a lot more dangerous from the main stand side than it did from, again, our vantage point. Raith Rovers clearly had a good, strong back line there. Conroy's delivery failing in direction. So young Kieran Wright, good long kick there, but it's Stewart who's stronger to get the ball, headers it immediately out, and it's been another game of football dominated by throw-ins. Ian Murray looking for movement in front of him. Duggins came short. It's a good first touch, even better second touch out to Dave Mackay, under a lot of pressure there from Jonathan Page. Mackay finds Gillespie. Gillespie gets it out to Nisbet. We've got 4 bodies in the box. There's an overlap coming from Watson. Nisbet's gone inside. He's opened up. He's played it to Gillespie. He drifts it across the goalkeeper, and it's a good block with the feet of Hutton. Raith Rovers looking really menacing, really for the first time in this match, I would suggest. It's out to out to Flanagan. Flanagan's looking at his options. There's a little channel through there towards Buchanan. Buchanan was never favourite for that ball, and he had to come away. But Ian Davison, what a challenge! That is a phenomenal challenge by Ian Davison. Isn't he? Tell you what, he mistimes that. Carrick goes over, and you're looking at a big decision for Alan Newlands. But Ian Davidson had the pace left in his legs there to get it. Fair play to Carrick, who got up and got on with it. I think it's been a robust game, but both sets of players have gone about it in the right manner. Good work by Duggan there. He got across the Page to close him down, and the clearance went out of the pitch. Davidson holding his right calf there. He gave that challenge absolutely everything, didn't he?
He did.
Well, Chris saying that we should get Mackay on now. What do you think? Should we get Mackay on?
Yeah.
Would we have to take Mackay off to replace him with Mackay?
I think you would, yeah.
Dave Mackay came on 10 minutes ago. I think
Mackay should come on.
You think,
I think that maybe Chris has been out inspecting the foliage because Kyle Benedictus went off a head knock, bravely putting his head in harm's way as we tried to make something after the ball came back off the bar earlier on. That's the fine margins we're dealing with in this game, and it's that man Mackay who plays it out to right. Great kick again from the goalkeeper, massive amount of height, but a lot of distance as well. Where's the second ball going to fall? It falls to Flanagan. He gets a wee bit of a flick, but only to Carrick. Leighton McIntosh, I think I'm doing him a disservice when I say that he's got a big presence.
Ball one cleanly there.
Airdrie fans are roaring for everything every time Ewan Murray goes anywhere near the ball.
To put that into context, like they're on the far side of the pitch, the incident was right in front of us, and they're roaring for a free kick that was never going to be given, really.
I'm going to be generous and say it's just the fact that the play's at the opposite side of the pitch. Maybe they're just not seeing it the same clarity that we do.
Good clearance by Murray there. Nisbet, he's up and challenging. He gets the ball and to Duggan, and Duggan heads it on to no one and then chases up the ball back to Hutton, and the pass back dealt with and pumped forward. Davidson battling with Carrick. Carrick adjudged to have fouled Ian Davidson there.
A little bit of a wrestling match there, Neil.
It was, yeah. Davidson takes the free kick. Murray into the feet of Buchanan. And Nat Wedderburn just pick up the scraps. Twinkle toes himself, continuing the run down the wing. Nat Wedderburn, left winger, decides on against hitting the byline, but gets across and all the same, very close to David Hutton though. And
Wedderburn step over.
The Wedderburn step over, yeah. Like Armandoni in full flight, but faster, more mobile, and just generally a wee bit better. Airdrie, some nice play there, coming out from the back, taking everybody on down the left. Ball holds up in João Vittoria. Nifty footwork, loses Gillespie, lays it off to McIntosh. He keeps the move going, he's into the box. Squares it, Dave Mackay plays it off against the hand of Vittoria, who's dancing around like a big dancey thing. Ball hacked clear and Duggan feeding on scraps, but Stewart gets it forward. Ewan Murray heads it on. Liam Buchanan out jumped by the big man Page, and Carrick and the number 8 Ryan Conroy thwarted and moved backwards towards Page. Airdrie build again from the back. They go over the top. Jamie Watson up and up, tackle and gets that ball away, and then completes the clearance. Just beats Duggan and he loses out to Page there. But Gillespie picks up the scraps on the halfway line. Nisbet goes long to Duggan, battling with his old mate Page, and of course the Rovers man is the one that's penalised. There was pushing from both, but I think it was worse pushing from Duggan, shall we say.
David Hudson's resembling Dave McGurn.
This
blue kit, and the fact that he takes an absolute age to get the ball back in play. That was a McGurn speciality, wasn't it?
It was, yeah, completely over the top. Referee tells him to move on with it, and then we're off again. Davidson up and wins it. Conroy in the centre of the park, pressure by Wedderburn all the way, has to go back the way, brings in Page. He gets as far as Wedderburn and then lumps it forward. Dave Mackay watches it all the way and then just hooks it over his shoulder. Kevin Nisbet took a blow to the face there, accidental I would add, trying to close that ball down. Cairns a little bit slack there, but Carrick comes away with it. Conroy, Carrick, edge of the box, shoots from distance, charged down by Murray. Gillespie beats Vittoria to it, and Buchanan, just thwarted by Cairns there. Ian Davidson thwarts another Airdrie attack.
Walking across to the side of the pitch, he looks like...
he took a knock to the face.
He's not happy at all, is he?
Duggan closes Hutton down, but Hutton gets it away. Nisbet is still... Nisbet remonstrating with the referee for not stopping the game for a head knock, and he's got a point there. Kevin Cuthbert backing that up as well. And Nisbet going off for...
I think it would just be for some treatment initially.
But Jim Scanlon's in the dressing room with Benny, so Kevin Cuthbert's giving him the once over, and...
Yeah, Robbie Thompson's sprinted up the touchline.
Alright, okay.
Barry Smith shouted across to the Airdrie bench.
Airdrie Fidgers,
come across.
She's very generously gone over to help, and now Jim Scanlon's out.
Airdrie, and indeed their physiotherapist. She's wiping the face, too far away. Jim Scanlon's across now.
She can tell their fans you actually got injured.
So Kevin Nisbet, he's ready to come back on again. Rovers attack breaks down, but they go all the way back to Stewart, and he's a hurried clearance over the head of Flanagan and out for a Rovers throw. Nisbet's now allowed to come back on. He gets the once over from the assistant linesman.
Blood injury, so that's why the assistant's gone over.
Yeah, that's a good point actually. Well spotted, Davey. Nisbet's back on. Rovers back to full strength. Ewan Murray's going to restart the game with a throw in right in front of us. Goes into the chest of Duggan, brought down by Page, and Wedderburn can't keep the move alive, and Page comes over the halfway line. Vittoria feeds it on to McIntosh. He thought about shooting from distance on the run. but holds it up. Ian Davidson, calm on the ball, gets away. Buchanan, first touch, times it to Wedderburn. Nesbitt's on the ball, wide right, gets past his man, rides a challenge.
Oh, unlucky. Plays it inside to Flanagan, but just half a yard too much pace.
The game's got a bit of an edge in there, hasn't it, Davey? It's really
Nesbitt
waking up.
He looks wound up, doesn't he?
He does,
look at that. Vittoria's just stepped inside 2 players.
Oh, and his fancy foot just lets him down. Wedderburn takes a bit of a chance on the edge of the box, and Murray has to come in. And a free kick to Airdrie right on the D.
Yeah, the most dangerous position on the park.
Prompting the Airdrie fans to wake up.
Well, it's a free kick inside the D, just to the right hand side of the D as we're looking, edge of the box. It's a 2-4-man wall. An additional player being shouted across, and it's really a chance for Conroy to just have a free shot and goal here. It's also Kieran McDonald who's standing over the ball. I think this may be one of the definitive moments of this game.
Yeah,
here comes Conroy, shoots over the bar. We'll not build any suspense. We'll just get the word out there for Raith Rovers fans that there's a yard too much height on that.
So 69 minutes played by my reckoning.
21 minutes to turn this round. I have to say I'm feeling a little bit more positive looking at a 1-goal deficit. I think at 2.
Kieran Wright's goal kick headed out by Gallagher, and Mackay gets under it, and ball comes back at him. Kieran Wright comes to the edge of his box, gathers, and then immediately plays it, kicks it from hand. Page underneath it, only heads it out as wide as Flanagan. His other former East Fife teammate Flanagan, Stewart in front of him, into the feet of Buchanan. Yeah, taken down on the edge of the box. Rovers free kick from 18 yards out.
Yeah, not quite as good a position as the one that Airdrie had, I would wager, Neil, but an opportunity nonetheless.
Definitely, so just this side of the box towards us. Nisbet is the man with the ball.
I was wondering who was going to be the set piece taker. We'd be looking at Louis Vaughan in normal circumstances,
exactly,
but Nisbet. Yeah, I thought Gillespie might have fancied that, as John Mainland, our match reporter, suggested.
Defensive wall back the required amount. Nathan Flanagan standing behind the wall, just obscuring the view of the keeper, or trying to. Nisbet.
There's bodies in the box for the second ball.
Nisbet takes a shot.
Sorry, more delicate in my language, but I'm calling that rubbish.
He'll be very disappointed with that. So now David Hutton and the ball boy involved in the nonsense about not getting the ball back very quick, and Duggan just hurried them on slightly.
And Duggan retrieves the ball and takes it out and places it at the edge of the 6-yard box.
Hutton takes the goal kick. Davidson, huge run up, wins it in the air. Nat competes in the middle but loses out to Cairn. Nathan Flanagan takes a quick throw in. Knocked out for another Rovers throw. Duggan is attempted to take this quickly, but leaves it for Watson.
Am I being over positive to say we're building a little bit of momentum?
I think we are. No. I think that's a good call, Davey. Watson into the feet of Nat Wedderburn. Gillespie has to go backwards. Takes a shove in the back for his troubles, and it's a Rovers free kick midway into the Airdrie half. Chance for us to deliver this. I mean. Yeah, and sure enough, we've sent Davidson and Murray forward to join Buchanan, Wedderburn, Duggan. Watson and Gillespie are the sitting players, so Dave Mackay's going to go forward as well. I mean, we've certainly got an aerial presence in there. I think Wedderburn at the edge of the box. Flanagan to take this. Left footed, and it comes. Free kick comes in. Beats headed out. Mackay heads it on, Duggan flicks it on, brought down in the box, Rovers player, but nothing given. No. Something's happened off the ball there. The linesman's gone up, and Raith Rovers are going to be reduced to 10 men. The goalkeeper's in the middle of the park, effectively manhandling
manhandling Nat Wedderburn, the red cards came up. It's Ian Davidson immediately leaving the park. Davidson's been sent off for a push, some physical interplay. But the goalkeeper has ran kind of 40 yards there and got involved with Wedderburn, and I thought he was going to be chastised as well. Raith Rovers down to 10 men. Ian Davidson, and I hate to say it, Neil, but I actually mentioned that on the way through.
Yellow.
You did, yeah.
Yellow for the goalkeeper for advancing 40 yards to manhandle Nat Wedderburn. That in no way undermines the referee's view of what happened, but Ian Davidson brought into had experience to the lineup.
And that's a straight red for Davo.
He's come back from a 3-game suspension. I mean, what we started with is Benedictus and Davidson at centre half to make sure we've got experience in there. We see Benedictus off with an injury. We now see Davidson off, and we have Mackay effectively left the zones. The only kind of natural centre half. Ewan Murray's coming in to help him there, and it's going to take one almighty effort down to 10 men.
Yeah, it's just the last thing you need when you're chasing a 2-1.
No, it's absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. And given that, I just said we were building a little bit of momentum, that's an absolute hammer blow to the travelling fans, to the Raith Rovers staff.
You've got to assume that the Davidson, the kids of the straight red, is violent conduct.
The linesman saw it, whatever it was.
Yeah, whatever it was, the linesman saw it, so I'm sure we'll read about it or hear about it very soon. So out of all that, Hutton takes the free kick from that incident and up into the box. Mackay backheaders it out. Flanagan comes away with it. Over the top, Duggan up against 2 men, lets it bounce. Duggan gets it under control, edge of the box. Squares it off, and a panic clearance by the Airdrie defence. Stewart keeps it in, does well, and comes away on the right hand side. Stewart's got Gillespie on his case, squares it to McIntosh. McIntosh takes a touch, shoots it, and charge down. Stewart crosses it in with McIntosh again, but Murray was alert to it. Flanagan, come away with it, son. Get your legs moving. Clever ball to Nisbet. He beats his man in the centre circle, and another man. Nisbet on a great run here. Now he's wide left. He's got Duggan and Buchanan to aim for. Nisbet holds on to it, comes in the middle, and is hauled back by Page, and it's another Rovers free kick, and Page takes a yellow card. No, it's Page.
Well, we will actually, nice amusing comment on the chat board, given that we're giving you very little analysis of the sending off incident. I've just gone in a wee chat with the 3 journalists to the left hand side, and they missed it as well, but certainly the match highlights. We've got Jim on camera duties for his first away day experience.
On his own,
on his own. We're really grateful.
So Nathan Flanagan with the free kick here. The wall's lined up. I think it's too far out for a direct shot on goal.
I think he's shaping up that he's going to dink it over the top.
He does. Straight down Hutton. Had to be tried though. Hutton holds on to it for as long as he can and then kicks out. Dave Mackay under this, up with McIntosh, does well, heads it forward. Gallagher lofts it over the top, Mackay under it, heads up into the air, and Ewan Murray very calmly gets away. Jamie Watson completes the clearance. Nathan Flanagan picks up the loose ball, centre circle, comes in field. He's got Stewart on his case, gets into the feet of Duggan, who spreads it out to Kevin Nisbet. Cuts in field, neat footwork. And his final ball not good enough, and Gillespie can't get on it. McIntosh nicks in ahead of Jamie Watson, gets past Dave Mackay, and is taken down, he says, but no, referee says enough of your nonsense, play on.
Well, there's an absolute edge to this game. Raith Rovers 3 at the back, so we're still chasing, getting something out of this.
To Gillespie over the top, Buchanan gets on it, controls it on the chest, lays it off for Duggan. Great play by
Wedderburn
the
at the back post, Neil.
Yeah, and Duggan, this cross charge down, challenged, and he shows really good upper body strength. The ball at his feet, crosses it in, and Hutton on all fours gathers it with Nat Wedderburn lurking. Hutton and Wedderburn, of course, teammates from the time at East End Park, I think. didn't stop Hutton having a right go at Wedderburn in that Davidson incident. Don't really know why. Vittorio controls it, brings it down in 1-2 men on him in front of the dugouts, and he gets races past young Jamie Watson into the box. Oh, that's a good save by Kieran Wright, and it was straight at him, so he had to make sure he got something on it. And out for a Airdrie corner.
Well, a bit of movement on the Airdrie bench. Not quite ready to make a substitute, but I see the kit man getting the jersey out.
Yeah.
Corner kick will come in from our side with Ryan Conroy.
Exactly, yeah. Corner comes in, back post. Kieran Wright, yeah, strong hands, good jump. Jogs to the edge of the box, and first times at Liam Buchanan. Oh, calm defending there. But the move breaks down,
strikes me that every time I've seen Scott Stewart, he's a 7 or an 8 out of 10 every game, isn't he?
Yeah, he is, yeah. And we've seen him now play wide, right, and fullback for Airdrie. McIntosh trying to get an end of that ball, and Dave Mackay just body checked him, and
referees getting absolute pelters for the Raith Rovers bench, but I'm going to be honest, I can see why he gave that.
Yeah, you can actually.
Mackay's just cut across the front of McIntosh because he's not handling his pace.
Conroy, McIntosh gets a shot away, and Murray had to be smart there to get the deflected ball away. We've got a bit of a game on, haven't we?
We absolutely have. Well, the Airdrie fans are absolutely loving this. They'll be saying that they've had great value for money. Really good attacking performance by their team. They've looked really dangerous in every movement forward. A sending off for an opposition player.
Yeah.
But
and
what
Duggan,
I'm holding on to is the fact that the game's still in the balance.
Yeah, and Duggan put enough pressure. Duggan put enough pressure on Page there, and
11
out
minutes
for a
left.
Rovers throw. Yeah,
Substitute Airdrie.
Airdrie make their subby. It's going to be 6 going off. Grant Gallagher to be replaced by
Liam Buchanan walking round his teammates, giving them a G up, telling them to keep pushing forward. You can see him making the point to Chris Duggan that this game is still in the balance. Got absolutely no idea what the train announcer's saying.
Yeah, that's a good guess actually, Dave.
Coming on.
Well, apparently the substitute will be joining us after a change at Preston.
Yeah, Kieran Miller, the man to come on for Gallagher. Carrick comes, squares the ball off to number 3 McDonald. He spreads it out to Edwards. McDonald again, Vittoria, and Jamie Watson in smartly there to stop that attack down the Airdrie left. Edwards going to take the throw. Cross comes in from out wide, and Ewan Murray just plays it safe and out for a Airdrie corner. It was a wicked crossing from almost the corner flag. Jamie Watson on the corner, he's going to be taking the man nearest him. Conroy jogs across to take this corner. Flanagan on the post. Nisbet on Big João Vittoria. Don't want him getting a clean run on Kieran Wright.
Oh, you don't.
No. Corner comes in. Runners. McIntosh gets ahead in it, but wide of the target. Wright had it covered, I think. I would have been.
Yeah, I mean, I think we are going to have to take chances. Exactly, are going to have 1 or 2 more opportunities.
Yep.
When you're down to 10 men, you've gone a back 3. You're playing against a really, really pacey front 2. A front 3, really, including Carrick, who's dropped off for passages of play.
Well, then Gillespie just loses out to Stewart. McIntosh. And Watson gets the better of McIntosh. Got 3 Airdrie boys went for that header and won it. Jamie Watson gets the ball down, and Gillespie plays it safe back to Dave Mackay. Over the top he goes, looking for Duggan. Brings it down in a 1er. And is then closed down and earns the throw in. Taken quickly by Nisbet. Aiming for Nat Wedderburn, but headed out by Page. Carrick gathers just outside the centre circle. Smart ball into McIntosh. Mackay gets the better of him. Nearly fouled him. Yeah, he resisted the urge to bring him down. He would have been last man then. Wright plays it forward. Gillespie picks up the loose ball, spreads out to Nisbet. He goes big to Duggan. Oh, too big. Carl Lewis wouldn't have caught that. Duggan gets the ball back to Hutton for the goal kick. Even helps him out by putting it down for him. And he obliges by taking it quickly for a change.
I'm not a Rovers fan who sees Dunfermline getting beat as any consolation. When we're not performing, but Ayr United 4, Dunfermline 1 strikes me as a really, yeah, your reaction says it all. That's after they're turning over to Dundee last week.
Yes, impressively so, according to a Dundee fan I spoke to on Thursday.
Edge of the box chance for it. Airdrie goal. Yes, it's a goal. The referees looked at the linesman. It's come off the bar. It's came down. A Jeff Hurst moment. No goal line technology. But our side linesman immediately pointed to the halfway line. Airdrie 3, Raith Rovers 1. The first signs of a robust travelling support heading away. As I said, we're always going to run the risk.
They want to do something with their Tano here. That could be anything he just said there. I'm just being bitter though.
Well, the Airdrie fans will be seeing this as the marker that we were hoping it would be. Raith Rovers, the team who, a post width away from being champions last year. Yet here we find ourselves in a rather inglorious start to this season. Looking at an Ayr United team that are flying in the league ahead of us. Ayr United, Airdrie absolutely wholesale changes close season. I'll tell you what, this is a completely different team to the one that we are seeing, not only in terms of personnel but in terms of style, guile and indeed skill.
It was a cracking finish, wasn't it, Davey?
Yeah, there's been a lot to admire across the front three, but particularly the two players that stand out for Airdrie.
In off the crossbar. Sorry.
Strikes a little kind of shot to the heart when you're offering so much praise of the opposition team.
Who's to blame though?
Got to be fair.
Who's to blame though for that shot to the heart? Don't worry. Mid-80s rock reference. Absolutely. Not your baggage. So I mean, you've got to believe that's job done now. 84 minutes played. Airdrie 3, Rovers 1.
Yeah. Man of the match was announced. I've got absolutely no idea who it was. I would suspect it was Vittoria, but it certainly sounded like did sound a wee bit like Bob Mortimer's Peter Beardsley impression there. Substitute Dale Carrick heads off, and a little cameo from the bench with 3 minutes to play for Cammy Russell.
The legendary Cammy Russell. He might be related because our Russells originally here from Lanarkshire, so.
Yeah, and he was asking in terms of the Rovers' performances, who takes pass marks? I think you're looking at players who've given you 6 out of 10 is what I would be reading there, and I could reel off a number of players who've given you 6 out of 10, but it's been nowhere near enough today, and I don't think it will be near enough across the season. No. Rather than that be the players that have competently performed, that should be our absolute minimum expectation.
Grant Gillespie was just robbed in the corner, and Airdrie let down by the final pass on the breakaway. Jamie Watson pumps it up towards Buchanan's got 3 players round him. Yeah, we've stayed with the 3 at the back, Hopefully that doesn't indicate more pain to come, but Jamie Watson cuts out that attack. Buchanan lets the ball bounce and rides the challenge, and he's gone shoulder to shoulder with Cairns.
No, referee says play on now.
No. McIntosh controls it on his midriff. But Jamie Watson anticipates what he's done and got on the end of it. Nisbet, wide right in front of the dugouts. Aiming for Duggan. It runs for Buchanan, and he's in the box, and it's a goal to the Rovers. 3-2.
Liam Buchanan gets a second. Ball played from the midfield.
I'm calling it 87 minutes. So
yeah, it would be absolutely miraculous if we were to get anything from this game after what's gone on, but technically we are still in the game. Ever the optimist. I know that in the commentary we're sometimes accused of being a bit rose-tinted glasses. We really just can't buy into the constant pessimism if you want to get any quality of commentary. It is Airdrie 3, Raith Rovers 2, Buchanan second, neatly slotted away, and Ewan Murray plays the ball up towards the halfway line and out for an Airdrie throw-in. Some debate and discussion round about me as to who played the through ball.
I think Kevin
Nisbet's getting the credit for it. Well, it's Airdrie advancing. They're also sitting with 3 at the back, so if we do get one final flurry, one delivery into the box, who's to say? Delivery comes from Airdrie at the back post to Leighton McIntosh. He's holding it up well, he's laid it out wildly over the bar from Yalvatoria. That was more than a half chance. 2 minutes left on the clock. Kieran Wright has the ball via a goal kick, and it's been quite a kind of heart-wrenching game to watch this, Neil, given that we've been in the backside of
89 minutes on my clock, Davey. 1 minute to go.
Well,
down to 10 men.
Are we going to have the Hail Mary? Are we going to get the ball at
send a keeper up,
get a throw in, and go Wimbledon at the whole escapade?
Kieran Wright head on by Duggan. Buchanan.
Here's a throw in.
A throw in, yeah.
Give it to Gillespie, thump it in the box, and send everybody in there and hope we get lucky.
Gillespie to Watson. Watson back to Mackay. Mackay to Murray. He ends up going long. Chris Duggan brings it down first time. Great controller from the big guy. Still out wide right.
Corner.
Charged down for a corner. Right, Hail Mary, a last minute corner.
Kieran Wright looks across at the bench.
Can I go, boss? Can I go, boss?
Jamie Watson's the only holding player. He's got Yalvatoria shoulder to shoulder with him, so you know what? Let's hope it doesn't land in the hands of the goalkeeper. I'll tell you what, Yalvatoria has been sent back to defend as well, so Airdrie are going to have 11 men in the box.
Flanagan's going to take this corner.
8.
Nice long run up.
Come on, make this a crazy Saturday afternoon.
Corner comes in, whipped in. Doesn't beat the first man. McIntosh heads it out.
Another bite of the cherry.
Yeah, brings it down. Flanagan buys some space, whips it in. Oh, and Murray was under that, and Stewart just got away. Still in play. Buchanan. Squares it only as far as. And Gillespie just nicks in there to keep the attack going.
Well done, Gillespie.
Back to Watson, Watson.
Come on, Jamie. Hail Mary in the box with it, son.
Big ball forward from Jamie Watson. Out by Page, it's headed on by Mackay. Nat heads it on, Owen Page heads it out.
That's a high foot.
That's a free kick
to Raith Rovers right in the edge of the box. I'll tell you what, if he finds the net with this, I am going ballistic.
Exactly,
I'm going to embarrass myself publicly here if this finds the net.
So we're looking at 19, I'm saying 19 yards, dead centre. Level with the penalty spot, but 19 yards out inside the D. We've got Buchanan standing over it. We've got Flanagan, Wedderburn sniffing around, Duggan. Nisbet fancies his chances. There's no shortage of offers to take this one.
Kevin Nisbet's going to smash this.
Yeah, the wall.
Sean Dennis style.
The wall is dragged back to its requisite 10 yards.
It's indirect, I think, so he's going to have to get a wee layoff from Buchanan.
Buchanan is about to tap it. Buchanan taps it. Nisbet shoots. Well done, boys! And the Airdrie pass someone on the knees. Oh, the players go mental. Their supporters go absolutely ape. And there's stewards on the track. There's boys over the fence. And we're a wee bit happy, I think. That's a goal, by the way. Davey, can you just take over for a minute while I freak?
Well, I'll tell you what. The score stands as we're in the final minute. Airdrie 3, Raith Rovers 3. I have got absolutely no idea how we found ourselves in a position where we could take a point from this. The ball's laid there, it's smashed, and it's the back of the net. I think we will see another 2 or 3 minutes added on time. Well, it's 3-3. Airdrie will be going for the jugular from this. Well, all eyes are on Alan Newlands. We've played the 90. and our 10 men have pulled 2 goals back. Dave Mackay thumps it long, it's over the top. Stewart's up, he gets the header into the middle of the park. Airdrie advancing into Raith Rovers territory, ball's in the halfway line. It's Stewart again, plays it up the line. Ewan Murray stands off the ball. Substitute for Airdrie, who's going to come inside. He's going to take a shot. He's played it off to Leighton McIntosh. It's opened up. McIntosh shoots and it's over the bar. Goal kick, Raith Rovers.
Yeah, boy, as they say.
Wow, wow, wow.
We're all going mental. We're all going mental.
Well, I'm going to quote my buddy to my left hand side here, John Mainland, who says, "The sun's out and there has been a robbery." Isn't football an incredible game? Because the travelling fans, to a man, woman and child, are roaring, "We love you, Rovers." And moments ago it was so much darker. The ball's played forward. It was won by Airdrie, but Dave Mackay has it. He plays it over the top. It's out wide to Duggan. Duggan's going to run it into the corner, I think. Stewart thumps it out. It's a Raith Rovers throw in. We're firmly inside extra time now. 3 minutes 10 seconds have been played.
What minute are we timing that goal
at? We're into the 94th minute.
What minute are we timing that goal at?
It was bang on the 90 that we got the equaliser. Well, a lot of my questions to the manager were going to be about character. What have we shown here? Duggan has the ball in the corner. He's holding it up. He's got the ball to Flanagan. Flanagan has a chance to cross it, but back heel to Duggan. Duggan plays it in on top of the goalkeeper. Oh! The goalkeeper is in the Rovers fans. Airdrie 3, Raith Rovers 4. Absolutely terrible. Liam Buchanan gets the final touch. It's a hat trick.
Oh, unbelievable.
I'm looking at Hutton, a goalkeeper that we've long admired, and he looks a broken character down there because he possibly got a touch to that. Buchanan got the final touch. The clock says 94 minutes.
I thought it was Sunday.
We've just put ourselves ahead. Nevers or Jordan Monroe posted up as the ball went in the box. Buchanan, hat-trick.
Buchanan.
Airdrie, incredibly, are lumping the ball forward looking for an equaliser. The referee saying that there's still time to be played. We're heading towards the 96th minute. It's over the top. Ewan Murray headers out. Duggan, distance. Massive Airdrie 3, Raith Rovers 4. One of the most incredible 45 minutes of football I've witnessed in 30 plus years of following Raith Rovers. I'm not sure that the highlights are fully going to represent what's occurred here, but we've got a little band of volunteers in the corner. David Codd doing the match updates. We've got John Mainland signing off to head for a new life in France doing the match report. Myself, Davy Hancock, my buddy Neil Russell doing commentary. We are absolutely shell-shocked with what we've seen, and I can only offer words that will ultimately be seen as completely patronising to Airdrie, because they were a really, really impressive unit.
I mean,
we've got 3 points in the bag at Kirkcaldy.
All I can add, Davey, to what you just said is I was there on the day that 10-man Rovers went from 3-2 to 4-3 up.
Absolutely.
At the death of a game that we never thought, they never looked like it.
The Airdrie player at the edge of the box just holding his head. 3-1 down, 10 men on the pitch, and we managed to find our way back into the game at a point. I made the reference that it was daylight robbery at a point, and we somehow dig out a winner.